Hey guys, Dead by Dawn 3 here, and for tonight's must-see horror, I talk about George A. Romero's Living Dead Trilogy, his first zombie movies. First, I just want to say I love George A. Romero. He is an amazing director, amazing film director. I love all of his stuff. I love his zombie stuff. In my opinion, George A. Romero is without a doubt the king of zombie movies. I don't think anybody can beat him in what he's done and all the stuff that he's done. He's just an amazing director. A true genius when it comes to the zombie genre. So tonight I thought I'd go ahead and show off my 3 favorite ones in this series. First one I talk about is in my opinion the first ever great zombie movie. This movie is a classic. It's gonna live on forever as one of the best horror films of all time, and is the original Night of the Living Dead. And like I said, this is the movie that set the standard for zombie movies. It's the one that started it all. Really amazing movie, very creepy film. One of the creepiest movies that I think I've ever seen, a classic. Like I said, in my personal opinion, this is probably the greatest zombie movie of all time. Just for the influence on every other zombie movie, just for the fact that whenever people think about zombies, this is usually what they think about. Just zombies being slow and terrifying and wanting to survive on human brains. That's just always been that truly is what zombie should be like. Even though I do enjoy the fast zombies that were creating movies like 28 Days Later, I do enjoy that, but to me this is the ultimate zombie film. This is the one that truly began the whole zombie sort of takeover of how everyone started loving zombies. My personal thoughts on this movie: the acting, great. I think everybody did a really good job in this film. Definitely one of my top favorite horror films. Like I said, everyone's seen this, but like I said, one of my favorites. Definitely, a classic. This is a true horror classic right here. Night of the Living Dead. Now the next one I'm going to talk about is George A. Romero's own sequel. There were other films that were made in the Living Dead series, like The Return of the Living Dead, but they weren't directed by George A. Romero, and I don't really consider those as true sequels to Night of the Living Dead. I consider this as more of their own series, because they did Return of the Living Dead, then they started doing sequels of Return of the Living Dead. But to me, this is my favorite zombie movie of all time. Definitely one of my top favorite horror films, Dawn of the Dead. Now this movie is just incredible. Just everything about this film. First off, I want to talk about the setting. The whole film is set in a mall, and it's just so crazy, and it's just, I think it's such a cool concept of just going there and living at the mall, and you have everything there at your disposal. You can pretty much get whatever you want, and just living there for days and just going around killing zombies every night. That's just awesome. And there's so many amazing things about this movie. One of my favorite parts is when they're sitting in the helicopter, and one of the zombies is walking up, and the blades of the helicopter takes half the zombie's head off. That was just awesome. I actually laughed out loud to that scene. It was great. But yeah, probably one of the best. The music, I love the music in this movie as well. Everything is very well done in this film. It's definitely a must-see. Like I said, I'm sure everyone has seen it, so I'm not going to get truly into what it's about, but if you have not seen Dawn of the Dead, that's definitely a must. And the last one is Day of the Dead. Now, when I first saw this, I wasn't too much... It's not that I don't like this movie. I mean, I love it, but it's... Out of the 3, this is probably my least favorite of the trilogy, of George A. Romero's Living Dead trilogy. Personally, I didn't feel like that there was enough zombies. I felt like that this movie focused more on the people than what was going on. It was a cool concept, though, of them being underground, but that's also what I like, but it's what I don't like about it and what I do like, because during the film, you start to look at how people act towards one one another in times of crisis, and how they're and of how that they treat each other in a movie. And I think that's what George Romero is trying to show, of how, of how people, they can just end up turning on each other in worst case scenarios. And that's what I truly believe that this film is supposed to represent. I also love the zombie character that they what was his name? I forget the zombie's name, but I love the zombie character that the doctor actually holds, sort of not sort of, yeah, he holds him captive. And throughout the whole movie, while everyone else, all the people are like turning on each other and threatening to shoot each other, it seems like that the only true likable character in this movie is this guy, the actual zombie that got captured. Sorry, I'm tired, so I can't think of his name right now. But and I think that's one thing that George Romero tried to do, was just show that the only character that you ended up liking is the one, captive zombie. But like I said before, George Romero is amazing, and his Living Dead stuff is great. I love all three of these movies dearly. I think that they're all great. Dawn of the Dead is definitely my favorite zombie movie of all time. I love it out of all three of them. Night of the Living Dead, of course, is a classic horror movie. Probably the greatest zombie movie of all time. Definitely one that everybody should have seen. And Day of the Dead, another great one. There's really not more that I can say about it. It's just that they're definitely must-see horror films, must-see zombie movies. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks to everyone for subscribing. And I'll be sure to be doing a lot more must-see horror in the weeks to come. But anyway, guys, see you guys later.